So here we have the Ford S-Max 2 litre TDCI titanium automatic on a 66 plate. I'm going to show you around the outside of the car first of all, and then we'll hop in and I'll run through a few controls on the inside. As you'll see from the outside, it's a 5-door car with alloy wheels and tinted windows around the rear. Let's start off inside the boot and then we'll work around the rest of the car from there. So you'll see as we approach the back of the car, we've got those twin exhaust pipes and reversing sensors. This is what it looks like with all 7 seats in position. So this is the amount of boot space you'll have should the rear seats be folded up. Let me show you what it looks like when they're folded down. And there we are, that's with them folded down. So as you can see, loads and loads of boot space. All 3 of those rear seats will also fold down independently to give you boot space right the way through to those front seats as well. So stacks of space. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car now, and then I'm going to hop in and run through some controls as I've mentioned. But now that we've done a full circle of the car, you can see it's in fantastic condition the whole way round. Really lovely looking car, particularly in deep impact blue. So just briefly before I climb in, I think it's worth seeing the interior from the exterior point of view. As you can see, the condition of the seats are fantastic, as are the carpet areas. There's plenty to run through on this dashboard, so let's hop in and we'll do that now. Okay, so now that we're on the inside of the car, I'm going to start with the dials. On the left-hand side, we've got the rev counter, and on the right-hand side, the speedometer. There are essentially 2 trip computers in the middle, the one in the centre, and then one that will appear here. You can control everything you see on there using the buttons on the steering wheel. So the buttons on the left-hand side of the steering wheel will control this trip computer on the left, and you can reset that information. So if you were going on a journey, and you can see I've just done that there. The buttons on the right-hand side of the steering wheel control the other trip computer. I say trip computer, really this is where you can access your phone information, navigation, entertainment, so it will tell you what radio station you're listening to. You can then change from, you know, AM to DAB or FM or whatever you want, and line in, which is the auxiliary input. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. You can see the total miles on the car are displayed at the bottom as well, and they are 13,120. And then beneath that, the gear the gear that the car is currently in, which is P for park, as this is an automatic. If we back out to the steering wheel, these buttons do the left-hand side trip computer. These buttons do the right-hand side one. You've got cruise control and speed limiter here, and then stereo controls as well as voice activation for the phone just there. Even though this is an automatic, you do have these paddles, the plus and minus on those sides of the steering wheel. That is so that you can put it in a manual mode and change gear yourself should you wish to. Over into the centre of the car here. So this is where you pair up your phone, where the satellite navigation is displayed. You can turn this system on, that's for the climate control on the car. And then the bottom left-hand corner is for the music. So, as I've already mentioned, this car's got AM, FM and DAB radio. It's got a CD player, it's got USB input, and if we go down one screen, it's got Bluetooth audio. So not only can you make and receive phone calls, you can stream music wirelessly via Bluetooth. It has an SD card reader, although that is primarily for the satellite navigation. And it's got an auxiliary plug-in as well, so a lot of ways of listening to music on this car. Beneath that, we've got the CD player and the volume for the stereo and some other basic controls for the stereo. And beneath that, the dual zone climate control. So you adjust the temperature independently on the right and left-hand sides of the car. So I can lower it, and as I'm lowering it, it is displayed up on this screen just there. And then I can do the same, obviously, with the right-hand side of the car. You can then increase fan speed, which you can see it's showing on that screen as well. And then simply hit that button to turn the air conditioning on, or hit auto and it will maintain the temperatures you've asked it to maintain for you. Beneath that, we've got this open out cubby hole, which contains the 12-volt charging socket, the SD memory card slot, the auxiliary slot, and 2 USB sockets. You've got the automatic gearbox, and next to that, the ability to do a couple of things. Turn on the front parking sensors and turn off the stop and start. So this car's designed to cut out in traffic when you're stationary to save you fuel. You can turn that off should you wish to. And then all the way back in the central armrest, we've got a second 12-volt charging socket and a very, very deep central storage bin as well. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, feel free to give any of our MJA sites a call. We'd love to hear from you soon.